Hey, this is Lady, and today I'm here to discuss my first 5-star read of 2017. Before I say what book I'm talking about, I'm going to just say this. There are some booktubers that I watch, and if they give a book a 5-star rating, I'm going to move that book up on my TBR. Or if it's not already on my TBR, it's definitely going on my TBR. And that's what happened with this book. I had seen this book first mentioned on Goodreads, and I had it already marked on my TBR, but Storyscape did this awesome review on the book, and she also has interviewed the author. So I know many of y'all who follow her channel know what I'm talking about, and that is this book here, The Unseen World by Liz Moore. This book was a different read for me. I liked the premise from the beginning. This story follows Ada and her dad, David. Her dad, David, raises her on his own. He is pretty much a genius, and he works at this lab, and he raises Ada in this lab pretty much with him and his colleagues. Ada grows up to be, very mature for her age because she has very little contact with people, or should I say children her age. Around the age of 12, 14, David realizes and he's diagnosed with Alzheimer's and begins to, succumb to the disease, which leaves Ada, lost and confused. And because pretty much it's just been her and David, they're her whole world, And so as he succumbs to the disease, Ada is forced to move in and live with David, one of David's colleagues, who is Diana Liston, who has 3 boys of her own. And Ada has always looked to Liston and her family as what's considered normal. So she goes through all of these changes, and as things come out, she learns that her father has a secret in his past that she had no clue about. That's pretty much all I knew going into this story, so I won't share much more. I give this book 5 stars because of the way the characters were written. To me, a 5-star book has characters in it and writing that will last. And that's what I feel from this book. Like, after I've finished reading this book, I know I'll continue to think about these characters. I think about the disease of Alzheimer's and how it can affect the person as well as the family that's involved, and to think about someone who's considered a genius and to be robbed essentially of his brain by this disease is, I think, particularly heartbreaking. Ada just does a wonderful job being a person. I mean, you wanted to consider her a child, a preteen, but literally she's just a little young adult being raised by so many adults, and it was just refreshing to read about a character like her. This is a coming of age type story, but there is still so much more to it, and that's what I loved about it. It's just a complete book. To me, a complete book is when I finish it, I'm still thinking about the characters, but there are no unanswered questions. Liz Moore, she packaged this book so completely, and I know everyone who reads it will just adore it. I also like to mention, because David works in like a technical lab and working with advancement with computers, that is mentioned a lot in this book. And it is very exciting to read about what computers was like in the 80s. And that was very, good for me, and I really enjoyed that. Also, a thing that I enjoyed is the back and forth, the flashbacks. I recently read a book that I did not finish that just did not do the flashbacks right. This book follows Ada most of the time in the 80s, and then you get flashbacks and it ends with her current life even past 2017. The Unseen World by Liz Moore, my first 5-star book of 2017. It comes highly recommended. I read this book in 6 days, 451 pages. So that is pretty fast for me. And I think it should be a testament to just how great of a book this really is. So if you have read it, let me know in the comment section below. Or if you have not read it, try moving it up on your TBR. I think a lot of people will enjoy this. This is Lady, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.